Alright, hey everyone. So I was really happy with how my game On the Rails turned out, and I thought I'd give a quick overview of what I thought went right about it, what led to the success, and some things I could improve upon. So On the Rails is just a quick game jam game made in a few days for, I think the theme was multiplayer, and it's basically about pushing the tracks in the right place to make sure the train can reach the exit. Pretty simple, but that's the game. Some things that I think led to its success. The art style slash the pixel art, the low resolution. The game I think is like 128 by 64. It's very small window, or maybe even small, maybe 64 by 32. I don't know what the reason for that was, but what it led to was really easy making sprites for it, and I think the sprites turned out really well. I think they look a little pseudo 2.5/3D, and it adds to the level of quality, sort of perceived quality, and I think that was definitely very helpful. Another thing, using external tools, very helpful. So a lot of game jams I'll have to rely on other people for making, music or sounds or whatever. So this time I decided, okay, let's just use an external tool, some other thing to generate that. And so for the sound effects, I used this tool SFXR, and it basically just clicks some settings and it makes a sound. And then for the music, I looked on the site DL Sounds. Also, you can find links to these guys in the description. They basically have a bunch of royalty-free game sounds and music, and so I was really able to pick out what I thought sounded the best and matched the game the best, so that was very helpful as well. Next, the game mechanics were very simple, and you were able to just pick them up just by watching. Like even the GIF in the corner or the pictures, you can kind of tell like, okay, this is what I gotta do, and I think that was definitely a strength. Another thing was the ability to play two-player or single-player. The controls are on the same keyboard, but being turn-based and there's no time limit, no really lose state, it's very easy to, you can play with two people, one person on each of the sets of keys, or one person play the one half, the same person plays the other half, so it's a very good transition there. And I think that helped a lot, because not everybody has a person with them, in real life to go and play a game with them. And finally, I think using JavaScript was a very good choice for the limited time span. I think it was 3 days or something, so very good choice because it has a very quick time to develop and debug and prototype and all this stuff. So that was a great decision and allowed for more time to be spent on things like art, on things like finding out how to do the music and sounds, and how to do the promotional images. So yeah, I think all those things led to this being, in my estimate, very successful. I think the game itself turned out really well. Now, some things that could have improved, it's really simple, and that's a good thing, but I think it certainly could have been, there could have been more mechanics. Things like maybe different track types, maybe water that you can't push tracks over, only over a certain bridge that you can push them over, maybe different objects that you can move, rocks, maybe ice where the tracks slide over a distance. So there's a lot of room for, not improvement, but for other mechanics here. Leaning on that, I think the difficulty in the current game is not balanced really well. I think some levels midway through are really hard and punishing, and later on they actually get easier sometimes. And it totally depends on the person, but I think I could have done a better job making the level scale linearly, so that being each level is harder than the previous one, and currently it's not quite the case. Finally, a less punishing restart. So right now, if you make a mistake, you have to restart the whole game board. Both sides have to be reset. And I think a good solution would have a reset per side, so each player can reset their side if they failed, and not have to redo the whole track, right? So anyway, that's everything. Hope this was helpful.